TIFU by saying something horrible about my child. I found out when I was young that I can't have any kids. I slept around a lot when I was younger. One of them was a girl I slept with around 10 years ago until I found out not only she is married, but she also has a child. I broke up with her as soon as I found out. About a year ago she contacted me and told me I have a child. I reminded her that I can't have any kids, but she insisted that the kid has to be mine and kept calling until I agreed to a DNA test just to get rid of her. Turned out that she was cheating on her husband again and he found out. Took DNA tests from both kids and found out that the younger one isn't his. I took the test and she is mine. I can't explain how happy I was to know that I have a daughter and how sad I was to know that I missed everything. Her first steps. Her first word. Everything. He started to act like a jerk and gave her an ultimatum. He would stay with her for their child, but he didn't want her a fair child. I saw my daughter begging her mom to let her stay and it broke my heart. I got into a fight with him and asked him to have some FC King sympathy for a child that he raised. But he didn't change his mind, so I took my daughter with me. Kiddo has been living with me for a year now. The first few months were hard, but then things got better. However, before I take her I decided to know more about her. I asked her mom and her teachers about her and they all told me that she is perfect. She is quiet, polite and smart, but that is not how she acted with me. I kept thinking, what am I doing wrong? Why is the girl that everyone describes as an angel behaving this way? But I couldn't find out. It was about a month ago that IFC ked up. It was a very bad day generally. First, kiddo couldn't wake up to go to school because she slept around 4 a.m. I was so mad at her. She knows she is not allowed to stay up so late. I took her to school and went to work where I had a very bad day, and then at the end of the day I received a call from her school asking me to pick her up because she has been suspended for 2 days for bullying a boy. I know the boy. He was no victim. He has been saying racist things to my little girl since day one, but still what she had done to him was terrible and wrong. I had to take the rest of the day off and get her. When I got her I found out that she also got a D in her exam. She never got anything other than a when she was with her mom, and when I got angry about it she told me to go FCK myself. I was fuming. And it wasn't the end of it. We had another fight that night because she refused to clean her bedroom, and another one after that because she wouldn't eat her food because she doesn't like salad, and another one Bexuse it was her turn to wash the dishes. That's her only chore. She has to wash the dishes once a week. I was so tired, and if it wasn't enough I got a call from my best friend and coworker to let me know that I screwed up at work by going early and my boss is mad at me. I was so angry I couldn't help venting. I didn't mean a word of what I said, but I couldn't help saying it. I told him taking kiddo in was the worst mistake of my life, and if only I could send her back to her mom. I turn around and she is standing right behind me with her eyes full of tears. I apologized 1,000 times, but she was crying so much I don't think she heard me. That's when everything changed. She started to do everything I told her to do. She got A's in all her exams. She was polite and quiet and I hated it. She didn't tell me about her day anymore. She didn't laugh or talk to me much. I put her eye therapy. I kept trying to talk to her and cheer her up and get her to behave like she used to, until one day she started crying and said, "What do you want from me? I'm a good girl now. I hate myself. I miss her. I miss her waking me up in the morning in my days off when she knows I like to sleep more, but she wakes me up anyway just to be annoying. I miss her stealing my fries because apparently she loves fries more than I do. I miss her watching horror movies when I told her she is not allowed to, and then coming to my room at night because she thinks Annabelle is coming after her and she wants me to hug her. I miss her telling me she loves me every day. I asked her teacher how she is doing at school, and she told me she has been perfect lately, and that was when it hit me. She was never perfect when she was with her mom. She was depressed. My family hates me and none of them wants to talk to me anymore. My sister is coming to stay with us for a week to cheer her up. I tell her I love her every day and apologize, but it doesn't work. IFC ked up and I don't know how to fix it. TLDR. I said something horrible about my daughter in a moment of anger and she heard me. I ruined everything. Therapy. But not for her. For you both. Together. In the same room. At the same time. This is a big, huge situation you have both been thrown into, and it's not going to be easy for either of you. In the meantime, you throw every ounce of your being into supporting and loving her, even if you never get a drop of it back. Her being a good girl is her trying to show you she cares about your opinion. And that might just have to be enough. Dig deep. Be the adult in this and take all of the pain on yourself. This little girl needs you to be the rock in her completely upturned life. Now is a perfect time to explain how sometimes adults have a hard time handling their emotions in stressful situations and what you should have done. Make it a teaching moment. Approach it as you'd like to have a conversation with her, and you don't expect her to say anything, but you'd like her to at the very least listen. And if she does have something to respond with, you will be all ears. But don't talk one-on-one. Talk while doing an activity. Does she like to paint? Buy a couple canvases. Or a giant one to paint together. And slather some paint around. Does she like soccer? Talk about it while playing pass. 10-year-olds can comprehend a lot more than we give them credit for. May I ask, how old is your daughter? Okay, first, the girl is 10 and has been thrown away by one family. You need to address this in therapy. That mark is going to last. She is going to feel disposable. So your F up is going to stick with her. You need to affirm that she is a miracle, and not only do you love her, she is yours, and no matter what happens, you aren't going anywhere. Be honest and open. Yes. You are human and get frustrated and will make mistakes. She will too. That's okay. Not right, but okay, and you will work on it. Apologize. Genuinely. But make it clear you are here to stay. Therapy. Make expectations clear. What are the rules? Kids need structure. Make rules clear. Let her know she can talk to you. But make sure there are other people she can talk to if she doesn't want to talk to you, an aunt, a counselor, whoever. Get support, friends, family, parent groups. Kids are hard. You need an outlet, but not where the kid can hear you. And she may need an outlet as well as sport, a hobby, something just for her. Dad, you got this. You love her. You'll figure it out. You'll be right, mate. Start handing out carrots and reward the good behavior. Take her to Disneyland. She tested boundaries and lost. Take a parenting course. Some of them can be very helpful, especially if you didn't get the warm-up and the child needed to adjust. And after she's had some positive reinforcement, explain venting. What venting is, how that behavior made you feel, and why sometimes people need to let it out. Also, she's probably missing her mom at least a little bit. Schedule regular calls. Don't have to involve you. They just have to happen. And maybe her mom takes her out every now and then. How long has the kid been at yours for? That's a huge adjustment for a little 10-year-old to be ripped from what they thought was their living family. You mentioned therapy for her. May I suggest therapy for yourself as well? Is it even legal for that guy to abandon his affair child if he had raised her for over 10 years? I would be hitting that dude up for child support. On top of what Global Monk 5778 has said, which I believe they worded perfectly. I wasn't in the exact sort of situation, but I can understand where she is coming from. I won't go into exact details, as this is my main account. However, long story short, I was raised by my grandparents because of bad parents. I always thought that my parents rather go off and do what they wanted, rather than to raise me. It made me feel unwanted and that my own birth parents wanted nothing to do with me. I am a grown adult now, and it still bothers me. It also made me question if it was my fault, and if my grandparents only took me in because they had no choice. I am sure she is in the same situation. In her mind, what she called her dad for 810 years wants nothing to do with her, and her own mother choose him over her. She probably feels unloved, and like a burden. Whether or not this is the case, that is how she perceives it. Hearing you say what you did just solidified her thoughts of being a burden and feeling unloved. You cannot fix this in one day, and there is no telling how long it will take to fix. It's like running a car without ever changing the oil. It wears down slowly, eventually causing the entire motor to seize up. Once it is seized, changing that oil won't fix it. You gotta tear the motor down and rebuild it back up from scratch. Funny analogy, but she is the car, and her parents were the oil, while you are the fresh oil change. She is broken, worn down, and neglected, and you must help rebuild her, and even then, she may not be the same as she was before. My advice to you is, stop apologizing. You are only reminding her of it, and will prolong the damage. You can say sorry to your seized up engine, but it won't run again until you actively put in the effort to rebuild it. You need to sit down with her and have a long talk. Ask her how she truly feels, and what you can do to help reassure her that you do love her, and want nothing but the best for her. Explain to her why you expected her to be at school every day, to get good grades, and why chores are important. Let her know it's not because you just feel like controlling her, or to have her be your outlet of frustration. Do as Global says, as it's a great start. Remind her that you want her there. Remind her that you need her there. Don't let this little girl think she is only there because you had no choice, and is a burden because of it. I highly doubt this is how you feel, but in her mind, that's just the way it is. She won't ever think differently so long as you just continue like business as usual. You must show her, as actions are more important than words. Set up a specific time per day every week per month that is dedicated to just her and you. Take her to the movies. Take her to the beach. Find her hobbies and support her in them. Remind her that you truly care, and are just trying to do what's best. She may be young, but she is old enough to understand, with proper explanation, of why you said what you said. It cannot be easy to be thrown a curveball like you were, and to be immediately expected to take her in and raise her with no warning, no preparation, and no plan. Don't just explain things and go on with life. Ask her questions. Make sure any and all questions she has are answered. But at the end of the day, you actively have to remind her that she is your angel and you want nothing but the best for her. But you must also remind yourself of this. Life is stressful, and so is raising a child. You have to actively remember that she is not there to take the brunt of your long days, or to have your frustrations taken out on her. You must actively remember that kids are not stupid, and pick up signs of things. If you cannot control your own emotions, you cannot expect her to. Seek counseling for the both of you, and be there with her. Let your therapist know of your frustrations and problems, and let them help you both through it. Remember, it will take time. Don't give up, and stop thinking about her as a burden, or she will be one. She is a child and is lost. Good luck, and remember, smiles are contagious. Kid is ripped from her house because the person she thought was her dad wants nothing to do with her anymore to live with a stranger. Yeah, really weird that she's acting up. I don't get it either. There are some things in life you never vocalize. Precisely for this reason, good on you for seeing the error of your ways and keep making efforts to amend it. Remember, she is treating you like that BC. She probably knows you won't leave her the way everyone else has. Please understand that she needs to know you will never leave her no matter what. It's the same thing of us being mean to our family versus friends. We know they're stuck with us. So when you said that, it probably scared her, so now she is just listening out of fear. She has been through a lot and needs some therapy to talk to someone. Please be there for her. I am 28 years old and my dad is my best friend. There isn't a thing he doesn't know. I go to him before my mother. From the sounds of it, she's been through hell and back. And what you said seems to have hit the nail on the head. She felt pressured to be someone she wasn't when she was with her mom. Sounds like she was comfortable with you before this all kicked off. But she started to act out more and more. Probably because of all the stuff she's gone through, which led to some of the issues. But it's not all her fault. She's a kid. She's got a lot of growing up to do. And it hurts and it sucks, but she'll get through it with your help. Sounds like you might need some help growing as a person a bit, too. Not in a bad way. You can't take back what you said. It would definitely have been horrible to hear. But she doesn't understand why you felt that way. Why you felt it doesn't excuse it. But it'll help her understand. So talk with her, not to her. Like people have said, both of you would benefit from speaking to a therapist, both individually. I think you both need to vent to someone else, but also have other sessions together. And most importantly, actions speak louder than words. Show her you're sorry. Don't just say it. Do things with her that she enjoys. She likes watching horror movies on the sly. Plan a horror movie night with her. Get popcorn, her favorite candies, and have a sleepover type thing in the living room. Maybe even order takeout as a treat. Remember to be her friend as well as a parent. And she'll feel more able to talk with you about how she's feeling. I hope everything gets better for the both of you guys. Wishing you both luck with the future.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.